What's up, guys? It's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to go into the game for tonight, technically. It's going to be the Titans at Steelers. This one's going to be interesting because for both sides, I can see an argument, obviously. And last week, Will Levis, I watched this guy in college. I didn't really watch him, but I was looking at the different college quarterbacks last year, and this guy just didn't belong on the list. First, I thought for some reason they might push him more than other quarterbacks simply because, like, I would watch Hendon Hooker and some of these other quarterbacks play, and they looked more poised, they looked more flawless as far as and seamless as far as the ability to make certain throws. Yeah, they were treating this dude like he was the next Steve Young, so I didn't really get it, but I figured when they had him going early in the first round and Hendon going, I think it was in the third round, I had a feeling they had some pretty good things planned for Levi's or Levy's, whatever it is. So we'll go into that in a second. As far as the NBA, a little better than 500, I believe. We missed the Pistons. A lot of these were leg ones. We had some leg twos, and we had a leg three, which was an over. We did miss that one, of course, but it was the Wolves Nuggets over. But leg twos we did good enough on, so we'll have to close those as leg threes with some of the upcoming games. But yeah, we missed the Pistons. Blazers got it done again. Raptors, I had the cover. I did have the Bucks in a mini parlay, but it just seemed like an odd line, 5 points. Hawks got it done, so we missed that one. Like I said, 11 points. I thought it was weird. It was on 1-1 one day as well. Weird, just a weird line. Celtics gonna look strong, I feel like. Nets won. We had the Heat, so the Nets stay perfect against the spread. We did get the Cavs and the Pelicans on both of these. I wanted to go with the money line. We went with the spread, though. That's fine. I'll take that, too. Got the Rockets. Like I said, missed the over. Missed the Mavs again. We just seem to always miss the Mavs. Missed the Jazz, but got the Lakers. And we just missed the Kings cover, which is unfortunate. That would have been a nice payout. So, nothing crazy. Like I said, right around 500. And hopefully for, like, the leg two losses, like the Heat loss, I think the Kings were leg two. We can close them up next couple days. But like I said, Steelers Titans for me always a tougher read. That being said, I am going to make this a leg three for 4 units, only because of Will Levis. This is the Pittsburgh defense. I think most people are going to assume, okay, the guy came out and looked unstoppable. Now he's going to get brought down to reality, and he still might. But I don't expect him to come out and all of a sudden look completely frazzled and Watt is just destroying him. The Steelers are definitely going to. They always get pitched as a good defense. You can see Vegas likes the under. So I think it's going to be a typical primetime game for Pickens, or not Pickett. It's Pickett, I think, the quarterback. I always get them two mixed up. But yeah, Pickett, I just have a feeling that he I don't even know. He's another one that I just don't understand why he gets pushed. He's obviously not that good. But I think it's going to be one of those games. He doesn't get much done offensively. The Steelers' defense does a lot. But I do think the Titans are going to eke it out. I also like them because of the fact that they have Henry, of course. They have draws. And they have a record of 3-4. So I don't think either of these teams are making the playoffs, to be quite honest. As it stands right now, like I said, not much has changed. I like the Bills and Dolphins. I like the Ravens. I like the Chiefs. That's the only one that has changed, because prior to the year starting, I actually didn't like them. I like the Jets, believe it or not. I do think the Jets are going to get in there. And of the Bengals and Browns, I actually like the Bengals. I think the Bengals will get in there. So I just personally don't, and I think the Jags are going to win their division. But I don't think either of these two teams are getting in. So I really don't think Pittsburgh's going to win and go to 5-3. I think both of them will be 4-4. It'll keep Tennessee somewhat in the hunt. Now that they got a quarterback, same thing with the Falcons. Only the Falcons I already believed were going to be a playoff team. But now that the Titans have a quarterback, that's somewhat of a draw, because Tannehill just isn't I think they could push them as a team. I don't think they'll get in, but at least push them so it's them that's feuding with the Jags by the at the end of the year to maybe get a divisional spot, or feuding for a wild card spot. So to me, it makes much more sense for the Titans to win this. That being said, I'm taking the points. Steelers are notorious for these 1-2 point games where it's something like 20-18 with teams going for 2-point conversion so much this year and doing a lot of fishy things. I went into this before. 2.5 seems to be the new 3.5. I'm not saying, like, it just seems like it's the new hook. And we have had 2 home teams win basic blowouts twice in a row. So, again, I'm not saying it always goes back and forth, but typically they split it up. I'm talking about primetime games, of course, with the Chargers pounding the Bears and then the Lions pounding the next night the Raiders. So I do like the Titans. Again, I think if anything, it'll be a closer game. So having that 2.5 points really helps. So personally, like I said, for say the Kings lost tonight, I'm going to plug this Titans plus 2.5 in as a leg 3 for 4 units. I don't expect the guy to look amazing, but they definitely have been pushing Will for a bit now. There are certain players that obviously, they're all chosen in my opinion, or at least most of them. Some more so than others. And this guy, again, they were riding him when he couldn't get Kentucky to get more than 2 touchdowns in a game. They were really bad. I know this because I would pick teams that could not go over. And at the end of the year, Kentucky was the worst team on the over. They wound up going over, finally. But when a team is like 0-9 on the over against the spread, of course I'm going to take them. And I think Kentucky was 0-9. Finally got over once. I think they finished 1-11 or something. Worse than FBS. So again, this guy it's not like he's this lethal scorer. If you saw his first touchdown, it was an awful throw. Hopkins had to throw the guy out of bounds. They'd come back for the ball. So again, they're pushing him for some reason, and I don't think that's just going to stop. I think they want people to believe he's the guy, and I just don't think him coming out having a great game and then getting wrecked or just losing even makes too much sense. So yeah, I'll take the 2.5 points as a backup because I could certainly see it being a couple points. But I do think they'll win outright anyway. So yeah, Titans will be a leg 3 for 4 units, and it's going to be, again, plus the 2.5. And yeah, to me, most of it's just, again, looking at the primetime logic. And they love their palindromes. Both these teams moved to 4-4. I think that it stands to reason to me that's what we get. So, like I said, I looked at the under and made me think maybe Vegas doesn't think Levis is going to do too hot. But that doesn't mean he can't win. Like I said, they have some draws. They have more draws than the Steelers at this point. So I think if anything, the Titans might get a little bit of a streak going. Steelers might lose a few. I still don't have either making the playoffs. But the Steelers winning makes much, much, much more sense in my opinion. I'm sorry, the Titans winning makes much, much more sense. But with a game like this, it's, in my opinion, just way more beneficial to take those 2.5 points. Again, there are 2 teams that you could definitely see being a fishy spread. 2018, something like that. So I'll go into that. I don't think there's a hefty NBA schedule tomorrow. I think it's the TNT games. So I'll be going into those as well. I just wanted to get this one out because I didn't think on it too long once I knew Levis was going to be starting. Just because I really do think they have big things planned for him. He'll definitely be starting, I think. Probably for the remainder of the year. If not, at the very least, they'll have him back in, I think, as the guy next year. But I think they're going to get him off to a pretty good start. Maybe nothing like Brock Purdy, but get him a couple wins, looking pretty good. And by beating Pittsburgh in prime time. Don't forget, he had that performance against the Falcons at 1 o'clock. Not too many people were tuned in, so I think if they want to make this guy look good, you got to do it on prime time against a good team. I think that's the way that they're going to go. So like I said, I'll have basketball out. I'll have the college football out as well. A lot of good plays I like for college this weekend. So hopefully we have another good weekend between that and the NFL. Of course, I always think we will, so we'll see how that goes. So take care and happy earnings.